this is Sims, and we are back with more Cafe Enchante. And wow, hi, what you doing? Just you talking all of a sudden. We are continuing Ignis's route. Sorry, the birds were just like talking loud. Anyway, we're just continuing. I think we're in chapter 2. Anyway, so we were going out shopping with Ignis and Kororo. And we had no destination in mind. Ignis, Kororo, and I set off on our walk. I held the wiggly, crying Kororo in my arms as we trekked around town. I had a hunch that Kororo wouldn't be able to handle a large crowd for too long, so Ignis and I made an agreement. It felt more sensible to explore openly, stopping only if something caught my eye. If I liked it, I'd buy it. Simple as that. Then, we made our way to the road's edge. Oh god, our Uniseal's gonna jump on the road. The slew of passing automobiles caught Kororo's notice, to which he responded with an inquisitive cry. Whoa, Kororo! It's okay to cry now and then, but could you please keep it down?
You think he understands us at all? I really wonder how much of it sticks and how much of it goes in one ear and out the other.
I wonder the same thing. He is fairly responsive, especially when we're talking, so he must be cognizant. Plus, he quieted down when I asked him. Maybe he possesses some understanding of our thoughts and feelings. Oh yeah, isn't Kororo capable of learning mimicking human speech? Like a parrot? It's been a while since we've tested him. What the fuck just happened? Alright. I wonder what other words he knows besides our names.
You know, I never heard him talk.
That's a load of bullshit, because in your chapter, he said Ignis and Spacey, so.
Maybe I just haven't been paying attention. I'm sure he's memorized most of our names by now.
Indeed. Let's test him a bit.
He looks concerned.
Kororo wore a curious expression as he curled up in my arms, so I asked him to say, Okay, Kororo, repeat after me.
Okay, the choice doesn't matter here. Interesting.
Really? We can't do any of us? Alright, we'll do Miser. Come on, Kororo. Can you say Miser? Ah, so close.
Oh, and then like, I've seen before that not only do they fuck up Kororo's name, they also switch between he and she.
I think Kororo is a he, though. I feel like that's just, we've always said he. Like, I think before, and now all of a sudden Ignis is she. Anyway, I think
he finds it a little difficult to pronounce sounds like seer.
Or sir, well, I know it's supposed to be my seer, I'm pretty sure. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Her voice sounds like a cat's meow. It's adorable. Okay, switch back and forth with. Regardless, seeing Kororo put forth effort in learning our names earned him a nice belly rub.
See, and then they just... Okay. So we've been doing good up until this point with him not fucking up Kororo and saying Kokoro, but now we're fucking up with the he and the she. You should have been able to... Well...
Guess that confirms that he's warmed up to all the regulars now. Now if he could get along with Dromi, too.
He's like, nah. That's probably not happening. Every time he pops in, Kororo acts like a guard dog. Extremely hostile.
That should tell you a lot right there, not to trust Dromi. Because this fucking Uniseal likes everybody else. I'm just saying. True. I wonder what it is about Dromi that Kororo can't seem to stand. Maybe Dromi killed his whole family. The fuck, you bastard! Trying to, like, work up to being stronger, so he killed all of Kororo's family.
Maybe Kororo can sense how obnoxious and stupid he is. And it's not a crime to hate Dromi. So long as we keep an eye on him, there ain't gonna be any problems.
Ignis was sure to note, however, how headbutting Dromi didn't count as a problem.
Oh!
It was happening again. Ignis picked up on a scent in the air, halting him in his tracks. Ignis? What's the matter?
Nothing. I just smell something. What could it be? All those cars are emitting gas fumes, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Ignis squinted his eyes, trying hard to make out objects far into the distance beyond the road. Had he found something? Just as Kororo and I looked ahead... As soon as I gasped, I was met with a familiar scene where vehicles soared through the sky and dominated my periphery. Townspeople began to flee for safety. Straight ahead of us, the creatures swatted at nearby cars, taking menacing, fearsome steps before food prep. Taking menacing, fearsome steps before food prep. Before steps. Before food prep? What? What? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Minotaurs? We're outnumbered.
What? Again?
They're bipedal. The Minotaurs had us cornered. I mean, sure. They had likely been waiting for us the whole time. The Minotaur's hooves clopped on the pavement as it charged toward us.
Spacey, take Kororo and get as far away as you can.
Okay, you sure you'll be okay though, Ignis? Unlike last time, there are more of them than us. You might not be able to do it all on your own.
Don't worry, I know. Look at all these damn cows. Why are they even here? Anyway, as long as we ensure there are no human casualties, Rindo's got the roads and buildings under control.
Did anyone call him, by the way? While Ignis delegated some of the dirty work to Rindo, the Minotaurs were gaining speed as they charged at him. For better or for worse, it had seemed as though the Minotaurs were blind to anyone but Ignis. Ignis clenched his fist, bracing himself for a retaliatory strike against the Minotaurs. But before the Titans could reach Ignis... Okay, so he's saying, what a fiasco. I'll make you wish you never interrupted this magnificent celebration. A white shadow emerged from the video game shop. A radiant chain of light materialized, which was used to round up and restrain the beast. Is it ill? Because it sounds like it would be ill if they're coming from the video game shop. Ignis watched it all unfold, letting out a light sigh as he stepped within range of the light.
Ah!
Ignis had literally sank his opponents into the asphalt in an instant. The chaos had yet to settle, but as far as I could tell, everyone on our side would emerge from this unscathed. Plus, the chains which strangled them belonged to... Yeah, I was going to say light with the chains, the glowing white light around the chains, and then came from the game shop. Yeah, it's fucking ill. Okay.
Ah, so it was you.
Ill? The chain of light belonged to you? That was your magic?
Indeed. I've shown you glimpses of my powers in the past, but these large and brutish foes are rather easy to stall.
Enough of the explanations, Poindexter. Put those damn wings away before people start taking selfies with you.
Oh, that's right. Rindo will no doubt scold me again.
Ill scanned the area around us for any civilians before tucking away his wings. Oh, nope, Kit's Canis. I was like, here's Rindo. Nope. Are you two okay? That store was rather packed today. Please excuse my tardiness. From out of the very same game shop where Ill was browsing emerged Canis, imposing but gentle as ever.
Huh? Canis, I didn't know you were here too.
I'm actually accompanying Ill. Canis responded matter-of-factly, unlike Ill, whose eyes instantly lit up. My thing's cuffed. Anyway.
They were holding a launch commemoration raffle to celebrate the launch of a certain Otome game.
Release commemoration lottery. I was waiting for that to go. Release commemoration lottery. A lottery held at game shops and other places to commemorate the release of a game. With good luck, one can win extravagant prizes related to the game. It's just all the, Kuji raffles. So, and sometimes you can win things. You spend got a lot of freaking pillows and shit from these things.
And feast your eyes. Canis's raffle ticket won a poster.
So that's it. I tagged along to increase his chances of him winning a prize. Well, in Kuji raffles, you always win something. I stood beside Ignis, whose jaw looked unhinged from his exasperation. I, on the other hand, called Rindo. Okay, I updated Rindo.
There you go. Getting the hang of it now, aren't you?
Not that it's much to be proud of. Ill, is it possible for you to hide these minotaurs momentarily? They will undoubtedly attract unwanted eyes. We may be able to disguise ourselves, but those minotaurs are something else.
Understood. Although temporary, this light refraction skill should do the trick.
Ill approached the constricted minotaur slowly, readying the spell he had prepared. Then... Huh? After peeking into the minotaur's faces, Ill tilted his head.
Ignis, do the minotaurs normally have such cloudy eyes like these?
See? Dromia's working with fucking Mikado, and they're, like, bringing in and drugging the minotaurs to, like, take down... I don't know. And, like, Mikado's like, this sounds like a great experiment! Because, you know, he's fucking crazy. And Dromi's like, it'll get Ignis out of the way, that bastard! I'm just saying. That's just... I'm just throwing out ideas, and I'm just saying that would work. Both Ignis and I peeked into the eyes of one still conscious minotaur, although Ignis seemed nonplussed about it. Then, as expected, the beast resorted to grunts. Its eyes began to bulge from its skull, giving me the impression that they could pop out at any second. Yikes! As Kororo trembled in my arms, I couldn't help but follow suit, letting out a whimper. They're after Ignis. No, then you notice that they're totally docile until he shows up?
This is...
My intense panic, thankfully, was mitigated by an incoming call I received. I pressed answer with the intention of distracting myself from that wicked gaze. Hello?
Thanks for contacting me earlier. I sent some agents your way, but we ran into a hitch. And turns out some of the agents are a bit tied up, so they may be running a little late.
Rindo's voice quivered with slight worry. Did something happen at the GPM?
Well, it has to do with... Bestia.
Ignis reached out his hand toward my phone, meaning he overheard Rindo's remark.
Let me talk to him.
Sure.
Hey, Rindo, what's this all about? What's going on back home?
Ignis put the phone to his ear, speaking in an uncharacteristically hushed tone. Rindo, however, seemed unbothered that Ignis had taken the phone to discuss the matter with him himself.
Ignis, could I ask you to swing by the GPM with her in a bit? And there's something imperative we must discuss.
Ignis is like, fuck, they're gonna put me in a cage. Oh, you should watch it. We left the task of loading in the Minotaurs to the GPM. Oh, okay. To the GPM, Canis, and Ill. Okay. I was reading it like loading the Minotaurs to the GPM, or bringing the Minotaurs to the GPM. To Canis, but it's... Okay, never mind. Okay, it's a weird sentence. I don't know. Not to mention Kororo, who seemed tired. Ignis and I made our way to the headquarters of the GPM. Rather than being escorted by Rindo himself, a gang of agents welcomed us in. This doesn't seem good. This seems bad. We entered the elevator, which took us deep into the underground facility. Uh-oh, I'm concerned.
Hey, welcome! Welcome to the GPM, more specifically to the wormhole room designed by the ultimate genius, yours truly. This is your first time on this floor, isn't it? Come and take your time. Observe, appreciate, and praise my legacy.
Mikado continued to wax poetic about his invention. I fucking love him. He's just so over the goddamn top. But I needed no preface of his to be completely captivated by the misshapen space, the wormhole. It sat in the middle of the room. This is the GPM's famous wormhole. I vaguely recalled Rindo describing it to me in the past, but seeing it with my own eyes was something else entirely.
Do be careful. You should be fine to travel there safely, but I can't promise the same for when you arrive.
Rindo cautioned us with a furrowed brow. To my side, Ignis grew impatient.
Hey, we're not here to celebrate whatever this nerd's achievements are. Self-perpetuated disasters, more like it. Make your point so I can go already. But I'm sure... probably has something to do with those meat slabs, doesn't it? Should have known.
Something caught Ignis's attention. It was in the corner of the room. He stared intently at a line of cages, the inhabitants of which growled at Ignis. Upon closer inspection, they were minotaurs. What? It was a group of minotaurs. Thick chains restrained them to their cages. Several minotaurs comprised their ranks, both bipedal and quadrupedal alike, trying to free themselves from imprisonment. Why do can I read quadrupedal like so easily, but certain like normal words I'm like, what the hell? Well, why are there so many minotaurs here? It's not like quadrupedal is something you say in a fucking normal conversation. I mean, they don't seem like the minotaurs that attacked us earlier, do they?
It's simple. The minotaurs over there have been contained for one reason. All of them came falling out of the wormhole within the last few days and were captured by the GPM.
What? So you weren't off poaching them from Bestia?
How rude! We have sufficient minotaur research. We have no need to capture more subjects. However...
Mikado raised his arms, waving his white coat in the air as his voice trailed. Akira Mikado, I've compiled the data you requested on each of the beasts. Clutched in his hand was a thick dossier. Someone who I assumed to be Mikado's assistant exited from the elevator.
Ah, excellent timing. Dear assistant, please hand those documents to Ignis. She's cleared to view them, too.
The assistant did as instructed, passing the folder to us without a word. Strangely enough, he went off into the corner of the room, observing us silently. Just really, like, who is his assistant? You know what I mean? There's something sus about this, but maybe we won't find out until Rindo's route. You know what I mean? Because I'm so suspicious! Or maybe we won't find out until Iller Miser's route, because he has something that's like that one. He's like, oh, you're interested in him, huh? And it's like, oh, gee, that's not helpful. You know what I mean? So it's... And, like, Miser is, like, the poster boy, so I'm just saying. You know.
Once you look through those documents, I think you'll come to understand the gravity of the situation.
I hide the contents, thrilled by my curiosity as I flipped through the pages. Known Bestian Minotaur locations? One page had a map with several red markings.
Yo, don't tell me all these places are where you spotted the Minotaurs.
I'm afraid that's true. Can't you read?
Mikado coolly shrugged, and Rindo picked up where he left off. Unfortunately, the beasts we've seen thus far weren't strong enough to overpower any agents we've sent to subdue them, but if Minotaurs of the size and temperament that you've encountered begin to appear more frequently, then we're surely in trouble. Ignis, didn't you task someone to investigate what the Minotaurs were up to? Got any details worth sharing? Rindo's request got a tense response from Ignis, who raised his eyebrow.
I, got the odd report here or there.
Dramatic music. Ignis briefly explained to Rindo what he knew about the case of the vanishing Bestian Minotaurs. You see, the timing is enough to indicate they aren't isolated incidents.
I personally would like to hear more details.
The intel's from Dromi. You want to know more? Should I head back to Bestia real quick to drag his ass over here?
Just when Mikado nodded in agreement. Wow. It's kind of, I was like, when they said that, I'm like, is he, like, what a fucking spy.
Hey, you rang? Boy, do I have impeccable timing or what?
Dromi? His voice changes every single time. Like, I can't get it down. Sorry. It was Dromi, sporting a winning smile as he emerged from the wormhole. See, this is so sus. He's just spying.
Huh? Who threw a party without me? What up, Miss Owner? What a surprise. Wait, is it evening now?
Good evening. Dromi came frolicking over to Ignis's side, perhaps sensing that the latter had mentioned him.
Oh, let me guess. This is about the Minotaurs, huh? Man, I really do have impeccable timing, don't I? I had a feeling Enchante closed shop for the day, so I came to give my report, and voila! Everyone's here! Talk about luck.
Mikado turned to face Dromi.
We would like to expand what Ignis asked of you to report on Minotaur activity. Since we're here, we may as well hear your side.
Ignis and Rindo both nodded in turn, instilling a level of confidence in Dromi I had never seen. Okay, if I don't see Dromi and the assistant at the same time, I'm sus that Dromi is the assistant. I actually don't think that'd be physically it's a possibility, but it's a slight one, because Dromi is too fucking inept and a bit of a wackadoodle to be the assistant, who is very serious and very, you know what I mean? They would know. They'd be like, what the fuck? He couldn't handle being that incognito. But I'm just throwing that out there in case it's the truth. Hey, I gotta guess everything, so at the end I'm like, I made 7,682 guesses, and one of them was right. Woo! Anyway.
Does that mean you're relying on me? I won't let you down.
Dromi took a moment to organize his thoughts, inhaling deeply before beginning his report.
After I gave the first report to my bro here, I got curious about how quiet the Minotaurs were. Afterwards, I started poking around to find a lead as to where they went. Soon I got a tip that they were headed to Bestia's depths at the edge of the border. Then off I went.
Then? His demeanor changed. We all scooted in closer, noticing his shift in mood. The air in the room became tense. Knowing he had our undivided attention, Dromi revealed what he saw.
Not a damn thing.
Everybody's dead silent, like, even Mikado is looking at him like, the fuck?
Yeah, it's kind of a hassle, you know? Turned out the place is barren. Man, never want to go back there. Huh? What's the matter? How about some words of appreciation? Maybe some praise or something?
Dromi blinked, awaiting a response. Ignis was the first to react as he...
Dromi? Yes, sir! Die.
Gave him the iron claw.
Oh!
Ignis did all of us a favor by inflicting his judgment upon Dromi.
And that provides us with no new information.
Damn. I feel like an idiot after expecting anything meaningful out of this stupid tiger.
But there's still much we don't know. We don't know how many anomalies there are and to what extent they're connected. Dromi brought himself back to his feet, responding to Rindo's speculation with a point of his own.
If you're looking for anomalies, the fact that I stumbled down a wormhole is about the only thing I can think of. Huh? I mean, like I said, I fell through the hole. It was an accident. How was being chased by a beast? Something other than a minotaur?
Was it one of the rabbit beasts? Because I'm just saying.
What kind of crap are you... Wait, hold on.
Wait a minute. You said you fell through a wormhole. How did you get here, then? Rindo was quick to pick up where Ignis's thought trailed, interjecting with a look of genuine surprise. It took me a few seconds to understand the meaning behind his trepidation. Oh, that's right! If the wormhole isn't set in a fixed, secure location, then whoever travels through it can't control where they land.
And precisely. The fact that he's here...
Oh, with us. Okay.
The fact that he's with us here at all right now is miraculous. It's nonsense. From what you've told us, the particular hole you traveled through connects to Bestia, which gives us more questions than answers.
Huh? That sounds sus as fuck. He's like, I fell through a wormhole, and they're like, how'd you get here? I just don't know. I'm just saying. Dromi was speechless, perhaps from still wrapping his head around the concept. No, it sounds suspicious as fuck. He has something that can create fucking wormholes somehow, and he's sending the Minotaurs, that's why they're missing. All the missing Minotaurs are showing up around here. I mean, we can figure that out. He's the one doing it somehow. How?
Dun dun dun!
Especially because Dromi's not the smartest crayon in the box, so... He stood in confusion, then, to really be, he's not the smartest crayon in the drawer.
Because, you know, stupidly mixing up all these, not the sharpest knife in the drawer, not the sharpest tool in the shed, not the brightest crayon in the box, not the brightest bulb. You know, those things. And it's like mixing them all up should make him look even different. Do you see what I'm going for? I can't even.
You're right. Wait, what? I thought I was traveling to the human world. I mean, at least I ended up in the same town where Enchante is, so I thought I came through that gate. But then I was like, oh crap, I gotta go back and investigate. So I came back here real quick. So I was in Beastia like usual, and stuck around for a little bit until I transported back here?
His response was even more confusing. It was unclear if he understood anything. See, it's that. It's unclear if he understands what the fuck is happening. Oh, he understands. He is playing fucking dumb. He is playing dumb, and he is playing his cards well. Then, something clicked, so I took another glance at the marked map. It dawned on me, these locations looked familiar. In fact, look, the known locations surround Enchante. Ignis was aghast as he processed the flood of information confronting him.
Seems like all the Minotaurs are coming over here in response to the ones that have been vanishing in Beastia.
Which must mean... Do all of the wormholes in Beastia connect to that town?
Wait, so you mean the reason these Minotaurs keep showing up is because they're targeting you?
I mean, that would seem kind of obvious. With how, like, they're just, like... chilling out until they see Ignis and then they freak the fuck out. I mean, you know, the one in town. It was tied up by... Like, when Il went over, after they tied them on, Il went over, and the beast was just kind of like, staring all glossy-eyed and shit. And then Ignis went over, and it was like, freaking out. So, anyway.
It's possible. Can't really go off in the human world like I can in Beastia. I don't doubt for a second that they see the advantage in ambushing me here.
It was hard to accept at first, but... After the amount of violent minotaurs we encountered went beyond coincidence, it seemed too logical to ignore. The revelation seemed to catch Mikado off guard, as he found solace by cuddling a stuffed animal he kept nearby. Coo, Spacey. Jesus, we know its name.
This is quite the conundrum, Koo. We must investigate Beastia's wormholes in more detail.
And don't forget we must find the Minotaur's location and their hideout, too. At the rate they're coming, we can't contain them all. And you can't throw them back in, because they'll just pop back out. We threw them in the wormhole, and they pop back out. Throw it in, pops back out. This is not...
But before I forget, would my assistant like to contribute anything to our conversation?
Okay, so it's not... Because they're in the same room, so... Also, he's way taller than I remember. Okay, so... There was no way it would ever have been freaking Dromi. He is too freaking over the top to be able to contain himself like this, but I am curious as to who this person is anyway. The answer is no. Besides, my assignment is to support your non-human research. Analyzing goes beyond my scope of responsibility.
I guess it was pointless to ask. Can't argue with that.
Well, if we want answers right away, I got a pair of hands for these cows that'll get them talking in no time.
They got crazy eyes. I don't know how much talking they'll be doing, even with your fists.
And like Dromi notices it. You know,
I drug them and I put them through the wormhole so they would kill you, you son of a bitch. So I could be the top dog.
The bunny girl is tougher than you, Dromi. Even I could share in Dromi's reluctance to talk to them. The caged minotaurs, much like the minotaur which Il had subdued, they all possess vacant, cloudy eyes. They stared fiercely at Ignis, ready to pounce him at a moment's notice were they not chained.
I bet their combat instincts are getting the better of them, and they're going insane because of it.
Combat instincts? What do you mean insane?
Yep, kind of like... Well, I first heard about this when I was a little kid. I guess beasts overstimulate their combat instincts if they fight too hard too long. They go mad and start raging uncontrollably. Bro, I thought you...
Shut up, Dromi.
Yes, sir! Huh. This is the first I've heard of that phenomenon.
Even if that were true, how can so many of them go mad at once?
She has a point. We've kept them in prison here for some time, yet they've shown no sign of recovery. From my perspective, I think there are external forces at work here.
Mikado approached the cages and peeked into the eyes of the Minotaurs without flinching at the monsters who dwarfed him in size. Everyone dwarfs him in size, okay? Even Dromi somehow.
Well, if we were to return them to Beastia in this state, they would simply return to your town using a wormhole. We should keep them here for a while to research what's affecting their condition using state-of-the-art physical exams.
The reason we called you was to get you up to speed on things, Spacey. After all, you are a citizen of that town. I like how they're just like, that town. We don't have a name for the town, it's just that town. They should have just capitalized that and town, so our name is that town. It's the name of our town, that town. No, but the name of your town, that town. Yeah, I get it, it's that town, but the name. Right, that town.
And shenanigans ensued!
And more specifically, Enchante. And we can't leave you in the dark here. No, but fuck everyone else in the town. I'm just telling you because I like you. I'm just saying. I nod affirmatively at Rindo. I mean, we're more in the loop because, like, we work at a cafe that deals with non-humans and this is not... So, I mean, yeah, but it's still funny. I had to tell everybody at Enchante, too.
Aye, sir, I'll report back.
But I wonder what's happening to Beastia and the Minotaurs. Ignis was silent.
I might have to pay them a visit at their turf, face to face.
His statement puzzled me. Huh? Visit their turf? As in, go off to search for them?
Yep. Even though they're nothing to someone as tough as me, if they keep popping up, it'll be a pain in my ass. Can't do anything about the wormholes, but I'm as good a tracker as anyone.
I'm as good a tracker as anyone, wow.
That can get us some answers, at least. Once they attack Enchante, or humans get involved, then it'll be too late to act. Bro, you're such a...
Ignis's fist connected with Dromi's head and produced a dull thud, the force of which nearly buried his head into his shoulders. I mean, I have a feeling that the reason Dromi wants Ignis out of the way is because Ignis just beats the fuck out of him for no reason. It's not because Dromi is being a dumb fuck, because legitimately, yes. But, like, right now, he's actually like, oh, yeah, you should be able to track him to... Oh, why'd you hit me? Just because your fucking voice annoys me and your face annoys me. Like, I mean, Dromi, you should just literally go anywhere else and not be around Ignis. That would save you getting punched. It's not like Ignis hunts you down to punch you. You follow him around and annoy him. So, like, you're partially to blame. You're, like, have to blame here, at least. If you went on your own way, it'd be fine. But, like, Ignis is a little bit of a dick to him. Like... a little excessively, so. But this was typical of them. Rindo didn't bat an eye at the screaming or the cries of agony, and continued. Well then, we'll do our part and send out an investigation unit from this hole. Having said that, we can't venture into those territories ourselves, so we'll have to rely on you for that.
I prefer not to work with you people, but it's better to have more heads this time.
Ignis scratched his head absent-mindedly before turning to face me.
There you have it, Spacey. Start tomorrow. I won't be there to bother you in Enchante. You got Miser and them with you, so technically I shouldn't be worried. But keep an eye out for the Minotaurs.
Okay, I'll be careful. Please kiss me goodbye, Ignis. Oh! It's not that dramatic of a thing, but the music. Soon after, Rindo and I went over our detailed plan. Ignis was to depart for Beastia at dawn. Much to his disliking, Dromi was assigned to join him. Better goes with you than me, all I'm saying. Better you go with him than stay with me. But I don't want it. Yeah, I don't want you. Then, at the hour of first light, Ignis stood waiting for Dromi to arrive so that he could leave without saying goodbye, but I deliberately held him back. The reason being... Are you gonna kiss him? Give him a steak?
You're kidding me. You know I'm leaving for a serious mission, don't you? But you got the nerve to keep me because you want to make me lunch?
Yes, I asked him to stick around for a bit longer just so I could feed the hungry wolf. I handle a frying pan, simmering Ignis's meal as he posed his incredulous question beside me in the kitchen. You're the one who's going to be sorry if you end up passing out from starvation. Am I wrong? It wouldn't be very funny if some other beast were to kill you while you were knocked out.
Got no rebuttal for that one.
See? His mission would last at least a few days, so I arranged a menu, one designed to provide him stamina and that would be tasty even when cold.
You done yet?
His tone was petulant, but I detected a hint of curiosity as to what I cooked him. He didn't seem to rush me. Just a couple more minutes, but promise me you won't wolf it down the moment I hand it over.
I won't.
I didn't believe him. I had to watch him, making sure he wouldn't open up the lunchbox until after he entered the gate. But still, it warmed my heart to know that my cooking could still excite him, even in these circumstances. It's cute. As I added touches of seasoning, I snuck a look at Ignis. He watched my hands intensely, with curiosity and interest. Each time I picked up a utensil or added an ingredient, his eyes followed. The kind of look a puppy would give. Ignis, does cooking interest you?
Well, a little. I can only make cheap crap. I know most people recommend following recipes, but...
So, now that you've admitted it, do you want to try cooking with me?
Huh?
Supposed to leave at dawn 4 days later. I'm just kidding. It's like I had to click again. There was nothing there. A savory aroma rises from the pan as the dish sizzles in high heat. As he grabs the pan... You're swinging it too hard. You're gonna spill it all.
I got it.
Oh, he's so cute. Look at him. Aw. That awkward face. I don't know what I'm doing. Cooking. Aw. If I hadn't guided him, it was likely Ignis would destroy the pan altogether. I started to coach him at every step, explaining each individual technique. The fire's too high. We're not grilling steak here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, add salt and pepper to taste. Maybe a little bit more soy sauce. Drop a teaspoon's worth in a circular motion. Be careful not to add too much.
Wait, you're going way too fast. Slow down, will you?
If I slow down, it'll overcook.
What the hell? This is harder than any fight I've ever been in.
Although at first he struggled, soon Ignis began to loosen up. So, happy cooking boy. I love it.
That's what I'm talking about. No matter what, I guarantee you the flavor will be delicious. Alright, what do I do next? Bring it on!
Okay. In the end, he found himself comfortable enough in the kitchen to crack a smile and enjoy the process. After tenacious effort, we began to pack all of the food into lunchboxes. Of course, we included the meal we cooked together in the batch.
Huh, now that I've tried it for myself, I realize something. Preparing a good dish takes a lot of effort and love. Eating random stuff thrown together wouldn't have satisfied me. At least not that day. I gotta be sure to thank the old man.
It seems I accomplished opening his eyes to how meticulous and laborious it could be. By the end, though, he sounded exhausted. I can't help but notice something at the end of his statement that catches my attention. Huh? Grandpa? What are you talking about?
Huh? Oh, I guess I never told you about the first time I met the old man. What the hell? Keeping it from me at this point would be rude.
Ignis cleared his throat and began to open up. He recounted the first time he visited Enchante. It's like he was supposed to leave, but 3 hours later, we don't have time for this, but I like it, don't get me wrong, it's just so funny.
I was there. Compared to some of the other non-humans in Enchante, I was a newer regular. Unlike Canis and the others who've been going for, what, 10 or 15 years? I'd only been around for maybe 5. A bit before the GPM came into the picture. Can't tell you exactly which year it was. But at that time, I was already famous for being the top fighter in Beastia. Every small fry in the land wanted to be king of the hill, but one after the other, I sent them packing with tails between their legs. I fought some more,
and that's exactly why Dromi wants you out of the picture, because then he can be top dog. He's never going to be top dog, even with you out of the picture.
It was a way of life for me. I never went a day without seeing blood. And that day started out like any other. but it wasn't. Anyway, I had finished a particularly tough fight when I caught the scent of the spilt blood which was left by my scared opponents. Grr, grr. A bizarre craving began to run rampant within me, festering inside. That's right, the combat instinct. The thing I mentioned yesterday. Let me tell you, it hurts. My vision went red and I began to crave prey without thinking about it. No matter what I tried, it wouldn't stop. After wondering about it for a while... Damn it! Can't give in! I'll never kill anyone!
And then he started eating. So when he gets that animal instinct, he eats.
It took all my willpower. I wandered in search of a secluded place as I struggled to stay myself. In the end, I found something.
The door.
A strange board standing in a field of ice. Yeah, it was a gate to Enchante. But since wormholes aren't really a thing that we use in Bestia, I wasn't sure what to make of it at first. I was so desperate to be rid of the craving, I punched the door with all my might, then... The door suddenly opened. Came to a place without snow or blizzards. Somewhere completely different from Bestia. Oh, hi there, kid. Might you be visiting from another world?
I can't do Grandpa's voice right now. Why can't I do Grandpa's voice? Whatever.
Someone happened to be standing there. He appeared out of nowhere with a rabid look in his eyes like he was plucked from battle, even when looking at me. You must be worn out. Well, if you're here as a guest, you're more than welcome. Go on and hurry inside. Hey, what? Why are you... That's the spirit. Now I'll get you in top shape in no time. Without fear or hesitation, he dragged me effortlessly into the cafe. Then he set a fresh plate of food in front of me, seemingly out of thin air. Here, eat this and enjoy. The best remedy for a foul mood is a proper meal. Meal? Eat? Huh? You're just like that angel. You don't have a need for food, do you? The kind old man explained to me what eating was and how to do so. He encouraged me the whole way. Being on the brink of madness, though, made it tough to appreciate in the moment. I couldn't help taking the savory smell coming from the food, so I did what he said and dug in. Then, it hit me, as clear as a smack to the face. My senses overloaded. A tingly feeling took over my tongue, complemented by a pleasant texture. All the rage within me instantly began to subside just from one bite. I felt like myself again. To me, it seemed I was so in awe from how flavorful the meal was that it calmed my beastly impulses.
That's why they kill each other. They're hungry. Just fucking eat and you wouldn't have to fight.
So I made it a point to continue coming here out of appreciation for the old man. That's all.
That's so sweet, though. He was like, I'm on the verge of turning into a monster. Oh, hey! Cheez-Its, man. You're not you when you're hungry. Have a Snickers. He's like a walking Snickers ad. Jesus.
So anyway, I'm a little, scratch that, super impressed at humans for inventing something as wild as cooking.
I see. That explains where you got that appetite. It was such a lovely antidote.
Sorry for not telling you to now.
Huh? What do you mean?
No, I mean, the part about me nearly losing my mind. I mentioned it yesterday without saying how close to home it was. Yep, kinda like... Well, I first heard about this when I was a little kid. I guess beasts overstimulate their combat instincts if they fight too hard too long. They go mad and start raging uncontrollably.
Oh, so you were talking about yourself.
Yep. Guess I didn't want you to know that part of me in that moment. I'm not really good at explaining it.
That's alright. I could see why it would be difficult to bring up.
You think? So you're not scared of me after what I told you?
Well, the past is your past. Wouldn't it be weird to be afraid of something in the past? Besides, speaking for myself, I feel lucky to have heard your story.
Oh? Why's that?
Not that I think it'd happen to you again. If, and only if, you were to succumb to a similar state, all I need to do is feed you a good meal and you'd be fine, right? Oops! Was my response insensitive? An awkward silence hovered until, no, he's like, that's the most touching and romantic thing ever. Be my mate, Spacey.
You idiot.
In a soft, intimate voice, he responded with a smile and shook my head.
His little fang hanging out there.
For a couple of seconds, I was stunned. Not so much from what he said, but from the warmth in his smile, which had somehow transferred to my chest. Nonetheless, it was still awkward.
I'm no idiot.
I stammered like a scared child. I thought you were going to say I stammered like an idiot. No. Stammered like an idiot. Afterwards, we packed the assembled lunchboxes inside a large duffel bag. Maybe we might have gone overboard. It was possible that I had made too much, especially since they were tiered lunchboxes. But I trusted Ignis to eat it all regardless. Backpack.
Hey bro! Sorry to make you wait!
By the time we completed wrapping the lunchboxes, Dromi arrived from Beastia, once more at the perfect time.
Sorry to make you wait. Yeah, we totally not cooking or anything. It's all you.
I decided to see the two off, waving at them at the gate on their way to Beastia. But just as Ignis placed his hand on the doorknob, Dromi let out a sudden, sharp gasp. He hastily tapped all over his body, specifically on the outside of pockets, in search of something.
Sorry, bro. I forgot something at the GPM. Forgot something? Yeah, it's a weird metal clump called a transmitter that the doc handed me. He told me to drop it in a wormhole when I find one. Anyway, I'll catch up with you from the wormhole over there. Go on ahead without me.
You have something set the fuck up. You purposely forgot it, you little son of a bitch. You purposely forgot it. I do not fucking trust him. Without bothering to wait for Ignis's response, Dromi sprinted out.
Stupid tiger. Does he have any idea where this gate and the GPM wormhole land in relation to each other?
Is it that far?
A few days at least, on foot. And I'd probably lose my mind if I was stuck with him for too long, so it works out. We got the same destination anyway.
Ignis gave it a second go and put his hand on the doorknob.
Well, see you later. I know I already told you, but I'll say it again. Watch out for the Minotaurs.
Right. Watch out for yourself too, Ignis. Good luck out there.
Yeah, see ya.
Ignis curled his lips into a smile that was softer than usual. Then he opened the gate, returning to the freezing tundra that was his home. A few days later... Alright, here's today's lunch special. For the salad, I've prepared a special dressing, which I placed here. This is going to be a problem. Huh? Is something wrong, Miser? Is there something in there you don't like? No. It looks great as always. It's not the food necessarily that I have a problem with. Spacey, take a look at how many people are seated versus how much food you prepared. Huh? I glanced around, seeing the array of dishes I had plated in full of confidence. I had plated in full of confidence. I had plated full of confidence, thinking that Ignis is there. I get it, but okay, anyway. Soon, I realized that it was a monstrous amount, an almost intimidating array. And this undoubtedly exceeds the normal portions we partaken, does it not? Oopsies. I mistakenly kept Ignis's appetite in mind.
Karia, didn't you notice when you were helping her in the kitchen? Yeah, I did, but she seemed a little out of it, so I didn't feel right bringing it up.
Was I really spacing out? Sorry, guys. You don't have to eat all of it. No, we will take it. Everything looks delicious, without a doubt. How does he eat? He doesn't have a mouth. Oh, that's right. It just magically disappears because he technically has a mouth. Nobody can see it, though. And truly, whatever we don't finish now, we can save for dinner. That makes me feel a lot better.
Ignis comes back and everybody's just like rolling on the floor because we've all gained 600 pounds. Like, we ate all the food that she kept making for you. Ah! We've turned into blueberries. Lunch went on without issue, save for my careless over-preparation. The regulars began discussing Bestia over their dessert, coffee, and juices. I had informed Miser and the others about Ignis's mission with the Minotaurs. However, this is Ignis's first extended leave of absence from Enchante in some time, yes? Indeed. Until now, he wouldn't go more than a couple of days without returning. That's true. It seems like our owner is a little preoccupied thinking about her friend, the hungry wolf. Well, of course I am. Isn't it normal to be concerned about a long-time guest? Well then, let's just leave it at that. I wondered what he was implying. And try not to worry too much. I'm sure he'll come stomping in before you know it. Oh god, no, something bad's gonna happen now, I'm worried. The Minotaur raids, at least at the moment, seem to have slowed down significantly. My agents will have no trouble handling it. And if push came to shove, we would have no problem rushing to your aid. And thankfully, for the moment, it does not seem necessary. True, Ignis will be fine. We're gonna end up in there. Ignis was a skilled fighter, one who was sternly against bloodshed, because Dromi set him up. So, not only was I sure he would return, I hoped he'd do so unscathed. We're not going to find out until the chapter 4, right? It's just... the cuts of meat I purchased for Ignis will go bad if he doesn't return soon. Like Miser said, that we were aware of how sorely his presence was missed at Enchante was unsettling. Every passing minute spent inside of the cafe without him around me amplified a dull ache within me. Later that night, I lay bundled in my bed, unable to shake the discomfort. It's worry, too. You miss him, but you're also worried about him. I awoke to the sound of a timid squeak. What's the matter, Kororo? Kororo, who had been snuggling close to me, cried out into the night. It seemed odd for him to wake up this late. He usually slept throughout the night. I watched him patiently, hoping to understand what he was trying to convey. Ignis! Like little Goro, Ignis! Uh-huh. That's right. You must miss Ignis quite a bit too, huh, Kororo? I whispered to him softly, petting his fur with gentle strokes as he cooed. Me too, Kororo. We had that in common. I guess I miss Ignis more than I thought I would. I chuckled at the thought. Eventually, since I was wide awake, I changed into a new set of clothes. I held Kororo in my arms, quietly making my way down to the cafe, trying carefully not to wake Canis or Il. While down there, I stared blankly at the gate where I last saw Ignis before he left for Bestia. Of course, I couldn't dare to enter on account of my recent traumatic experience. Merely being sucked in will do that. I could do nothing more than look. I held Kororo gently in my arms, raising him up so that he could get a better view of the room. Kororo, I know you're lonely, but be a good boy and just wait a bit longer, okay? As soon as he's done with his mission, Ignis will be right back here with a big smile on his face. Cure. He's like, cure. It's like, sure, I guess. It seemed as though Kororo understood, as he let out an adorable cry, as if he had regained his spirits. Okay then, let's go back to bed. We don't want to get up too late. I turned my back to the gate room and made my way back upstairs. Just then, I heard a door burst open behind me. Before I could react, someone covered my mouth and eyes, Dromi. From there, my body was forcefully dragged backwards. This can't be...
I wriggled in protest, but the assailant locked their arms around me tightly. I couldn't budge. Before I could react, I was flung into the open gate. Here's the thing, it's 100% Dromi. Because who else could open that door and it be... That's the spoiler right there. Because who else could open the door, drag you, and throw you into the gate that leads to Bestia? It's not like, oh, it was the last thing. This is not Howl's Moving Castle where you flip the color and it brings you to a different town. Like, that's not how it works. It's, if we open the door, there's nothing there. Because this is where we live. Like, Il can't open the door to Medio. Only Canis can do that. Well, Karia can do that too. But, like, nobody else could open the door to Bestia except for Dromi and Ignis. And Ignis wouldn't have dragged us in, so there you go.
I hate to do this to you at this hour, Canis.
I do not mind, but are you sure you heard it coming from the cafe?
Yes, to be exact, I didn't just hear something. I felt the room temperature plummet. How best to put it? It was as if a blizzard came barreling through the cafe.
A drop in temperature? A blizzard? Even though Karia is not here? Do not tell me. Did something happen at the gate again? Spacey! You're like, this fucking door! You're just gonna close the cafe! This is a recurring theme. And this is gonna suck, because she's gonna have frozen within 5 minutes. It's freezing! I was sprawled on the icy ground, unable to move my body. I had no clue how I was cast into this Arctic world, let alone how I managed to survive the nap. My body, which was in no way dressed for snow, was on the verge of frostbite. A punishing chill caused my body to shiver violently, as if my lungs flooded with ice. I glanced at the tips of my fingers, noticing how they were turning blue, how they were quickly losing sensitivity. Can't we open the door and go back? Like, oh, here's the door. He flung us through the door, but we can open the door and go back home. And although he had to be fully aware that his actions were mostly futile... Pew! Pew! Kororo, who was flung here with me, desperately kept headbutting me to keep me from losing consciousness. I'm glad. Kororo, you're okay. Pew! Oh dear. I could scarcely open my mouth without agonizing from the harsh chill. It seemed we were taken by a mysterious shadow, which vanished when I awoke. Maybe the gate's nearby. Or so I hoped. Okay, so they dragged you in, left you somewhere not near the gate. Because if they shoved you through the gate and ran away, it's like, well, hello? We're right there by the gate. He dragged us. Wherever we were, I knew we were far from home. Then, for you, Kororo, I have to take you. Oh, no, we're losing consciousness. Uh-oh. Somewhere safe. Poor little Uniseal. They're gonna find my frozen dead body and the Uniseal just laying there. All sad. It's not the bunny girl, because they've got cat ears. Cute. Oh, I won't hurt you. It's okay. Trust me. I don't know who the character is, so I must return the favor. Cute. It's not the bunny girl, because that's more cat ears than bunny ears, but I walked and walked, looking for one of the Minotaur strongholds Dromi found near the border. Actually, hold on, where are we time-wise? Ooh. Okay, I'm actually going to stop here and we'll come back to Ignis's perspective in the next part, because this is going to take more than a few minutes, I'm sure, and we're, like, roughly at time, so anyway. I will see you guys. Oh, we read this line. It's okay. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.